Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Deja B. I want to say thank you to my subscribers, and those that have been watching. Today I will be sharing the top 5 haunted dark history stories. Like always, I will post new content 1 to 2 times a week. So, if you're a fan of creepy, scary and history stories, I believe I have it here. With all that said, sit back, relax, and stay away from those dark corners. Thank you.
Number 5.
The Little Albert experiment is indeed a compelling and controversial chapter in the history of psychology. Conducted by John B. Watson and Rosalie Rayner in 1920, the study aimed to explore classical conditioning and the development of phobias in children. Little Albert, a pseudonym given to the 11-month-old infant participant, was initially unafraid of various stimuli, including a white rat. Watson and Rayner sought to condition fear in the child by pairing the rat with loud, startling noises. Over a series of trials, little Albert began to display signs of fear not only towards the rat but also to other stimuli that shared similar characteristics. The experiment was groundbreaking in its time, showcasing how emotions and behaviors could be conditioned in young children. However, it also raised significant ethical concerns. Little Albert's parents were not informed about the nature of the study, and the child was not given the opportunity to provide informed consent. The aftermath of the experiment remains shrouded in mystery. The identity of little Albert was never definitively established, and his fate is unknown. Some reports suggest that he might have died at a young age, while others claim that he lived a relatively normal life. The Little Albert experiment is considered ethically questionable today, and it contributed to the development of ethical guidelines in psychological research. The study has also been criticized for its lack of scientific rigor and insufficient follow-up on little Albert's well-being. While the story of the Little Albert experiment is not haunted in a supernatural sense, it is haunting due to the ethical dilemmas it presents and the enduring questions about the impact of the study on the child's life. The experiment serves as a cautionary tale in the history of psychology, reminding researchers of the importance of ethical considerations in the pursuit of knowledge.
Number 4.
In the ancient land of Judea, there was a ruler whose name struck fear into the hearts of his subjects, King Herod. Though he held a position of power and authority, his reign was tainted by a darkness that festered within his soul. His crimes, fueled by paranoia and a thirst for control, would forever stain the pages of history. King Herod was known for his cunning and ruthlessness, ruling with an iron fist that crushed any hint of dissent. But it was his insidious deeds that truly cast a shadow over his reign. Rumors whispered throughout the kingdom, tales of his malice and depravity, but none matched the chilling truth of his crimes. One of the most infamous acts committed by King Herod was the massacre of the innocents. Driven by his paranoia and fear of losing his grip on power, he ordered the slaughter of all male infants and toddlers in Bethlehem and its surrounding regions. The cries of innocent children echoed through the night as Herod's soldiers carried out his atrocious command. Mothers wept in anguish as their beloved sons were torn from their arms, their lives extinguished before they could even take their first steps. The streets ran red with the blood of the innocent, and the once joyful town of Bethlehem became a place of mourning and despair. But the haunting didn't end there. King Herod's thirst for power knew no bounds, and he would stop at nothing to eliminate any potential threats to his reign. He was responsible for the deaths of his own family members, including his wife, sons, and countless others who stood in his way. The palace walls whispered tales of poisoned goblets, secret plots, and hidden chambers where dark deeds were carried out under the cover of night. As the kingdom lived in perpetual fear, the specter of King Herod's crimes loomed over every corner. The souls of the innocent cried out for justice, their anguished whispers carried on the wind. The land itself seemed to bear witness to the atrocities committed by its ruler, as fields withered and rivers ran dry, mirroring the desolation that had befallen the land under Herod's rule. But as with any dark tale, there was a glimmer of hope. The whispers of rebellion grew louder, and a group of brave souls emerged, determined to free the kingdom from the grip of its tyrant. They plotted in secret, rallying the oppressed and instilling a glimmer of courage in their hearts. Their moment came when news of Herod's impending death spread throughout the land. As the tyrant lay on his deathbed, consumed by illness, the kingdom held its breath, hoping for liberation from the reign of terror. And as the last breath escaped Herod's lips, a collective sigh of relief echoed through the land, as if the weight of his crimes had been lifted. The kingdom emerged from the darkness, scarred but resilient. The memory of King Herod's crimes would forever be etched in the annals of history, a stark reminder of the depths to which power and paranoia can corrupt a soul. To this day, the tales of King Herod's crimes serve as a cautionary tale, a reminder that the pursuit of power at any cost can lead to unspeakable horrors. The land remembers the innocent lives lost, their spirits forever entwined with the tragic legacy of a ruler consumed by his own demons. And as the wind whispers through the ancient ruins of Herod's kingdom, it serves as a haunting reminder that the past should never be forgotten, lest its darkness be repeated.
Number 3.
Deep within the forgotten catacombs of a decaying monastery, there was a book that bore witness to the darkest secrets and malevolent forces that plagued the world. It was known as the Devil's Bible, a tome steeped in darkness and whispered of with dread by all who dared speak its name. Legend spoke of its origin, a pact forged in the depths of hell itself, where dark forces conspired to create a book that would grant unspeakable power to those who possessed it. It was said that the devil himself had personally inscribed its pages, leaving his mark on every word, every illustration, and every incantation contained within. The Devil's Bible was not like any ordinary book. Its cover was bound in the flesh of the damned, its pages etched with blood, and its letters written in a language that defied mortal comprehension. It emanated an aura of malevolence as if the very essence of evil had been woven into its fabric. Whispers of the book's existence reached the ears of the desperate and the wicked alike, drawing them to the forsaken monastery in search of its unholy power. But those who dared to open its pages soon discovered the true nature of their folly. As they delved into its forbidden contents, they were consumed by an insidious darkness that seeped into their souls. Madness gripped their minds, and their once human forms twisted and contorted into grotesque abominations. The Devil's Bible reveled in their suffering, feeding on their despair and corrupting them from within. The cursed souls who fell victim to the book's temptations became their unwilling servants, forever bound to its malevolent will. They roamed the halls of the monastery, their tormented cries echoing through its crumbling walls, forever trapped in a nightmarish limbo between life and death. Over time, the monastery itself became an unholy temple, shrouded in an impenetrable darkness that repelled all who approached. Its halls were haunted by the tortured spirits of those who had succumbed to the Devil's Bible, their anguished moans serving as a dire warning to those who dared to venture near. But despite the horrors that plagued the monastery, whispers persisted of those who sought the book's power, lured by the promise of immortality and dominion over the forces of darkness. They believed they could harness its malevolent energy for their gain, blinded by their insatiable thirst for power. Yet, the Devil's Bible was a curse disguised as a temptation. Its power was not meant to be wielded by mortals, for it was a conduit for the very essence of evil itself. The book served as a reminder that some secrets were better left buried and that some knowledge was too dangerous to be held in human hands. To this day, the forsaken monastery stands as a warning, a testament to the folly of those who seek power beyond their comprehension. The Devil's Bible remains hidden within its depths, its unholy power contained but never truly vanquished. And as the wind whispers through the cracked windows and creaking doorways, it carries with it a chilling reminder that some forces are better left undisturbed, lest they consume all who dare to challenge them.
Number 2.
In the darkest corners of medieval Europe, a malevolent force took hold, gripping the hearts and minds of the masses with an iron grip. It was an era plagued by fear, superstition, and paranoia, a time when the innocent were accused, and the guilty were often those who dared to be different. This was the era of the European witch hunts. The hysteria began as a whisper, a rumor that spread like wildfire through the cobblestone streets and shadowy alleyways. Whispers of witchcraft, sorcery, and pacts with the devil danced on the lips of the fearful and the suspicious. The mere mention of a strange herb, an odd birthmark, or an unconventional lifestyle could condemn an individual to a fate worse than death. Accusations flew like arrows, piercing the lives of those deemed different or undesirable. The accused, mostly women but not exclusively so, were branded as witches, agents of darkness, in league with the devil himself. The seeds of fear and prejudice took root, and the hunt for witches began in earnest. Trials were conducted in makeshift courts, where the presumption of guilt hung heavy in the air. The accused faced relentless interrogations, where their words were twisted, and their protests fell on deaf ears. Torture was employed as a means to extract confessions, as the innocent were forced to admit to crimes they had never committed. Once branded a witch, there was no escape from the clutches of this malevolence. The accused were subjected to unspeakable tortures, burned at the stake, hanged from gallows, or immersed in water to test their purity. The flames of the bonfires illuminated the night sky, casting an eerie glow over the towns and villages, as the innocent perished in the name of righteousness. But as the witch hunts persisted, a darkness settled over the land. Innocence was shattered, communities were torn apart, and the very fabric of society was poisoned by fear. Neighbors turned against neighbors, friends betrayed friends, and families were torn asunder. The accused, the so-called witches, were not the bringers of evil they were claimed to be. They were healers, wise women, and those who dared to challenge the norms of their time. They were victims of ignorance, prejudice, and a relentless pursuit of power and control. The European witch hunts scarred the collective memory of humanity, a reminder of the depths to which fear and hysteria can drive a society. The souls of the innocent, the unjustly accused, left an indelible mark on the land, forever haunting the very places that once condemned them. To this day, the spirits of those who suffered at the hands of the witch hunts linger, their voices carried on the winds that sweep across the ancient landscapes. Their stories serve as a chilling reminder of the consequences of blind hatred and the importance of embracing diversity, empathy, and the light of reason in the face of darkness.
And here we are at number 1, but before we go further, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Thank you, and let's continue.
Number 1.
For those that have been living under a rock or grew up and not being able to see scary horror movies, I will enlighten you, and talk about Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. So, once upon a time, in the quiet town of Springwood, there existed a street that struck fear into the hearts of its residents, the infamous Elm Street. It was a seemingly ordinary street, lined with quaint houses and towering elm trees. But beneath its serene facade lurked a malevolent force that turned dreams into harrowing nightmares. Legend had it that many years ago, a man named Freddy Krueger, a twisted child killer, met a gruesome fate at the hands of vengeful parents. They sought justice for their innocent children, who had fallen victim to his sadistic ways. Burning with rage and fueled by a desire for revenge, the parents took the law into their own hands and set fire to Freddy's lair, a decrepit old boiler room hidden deep within the neighborhood. But the nightmare did not end there. As the flames consumed Freddy's charred flesh, a dark pact was forged. His tortured soul, tainted by the horrors he had inflicted upon the innocent, refused to find solace in death. Instead, he became something far more sinister, an entity that thrived in the realm of dreams, preying on the vulnerable minds of Springwood's residents. Night after night, the children of Elm Street were plagued by terrifying visions. As they drifted off to sleep, they found themselves trapped in a twisted realm of Freddy's creation, where reality and nightmare melded into an inescapable labyrinth of horror. Freddy reveled in the terror he inspired, using his razor-sharp glove to strike fear into the hearts of his victims. He became the stuff of nightmares, a figure that haunted their every thought, both awake and asleep. No matter how hard they tried to wake themselves from their torment, they remained trapped in the clutches of their darkest fears. The residents of Elm Street lived in constant dread, their days overshadowed by the impending darkness that awaited them each night. Sleep became a perilous endeavor, a gateway into a world where Freddy's sadistic whims knew no bounds. The once vibrant community became a ghost town, its streets echoing with the whispers of those consumed by their own nightmares. But amidst the despair, a glimmer of hope emerged. A group of courageous teenagers, bound together by their shared terror, decided to confront the malevolent force that plagued their dreams. Armed with their wits and an unwavering determination, they delved into the depths of Freddy's realm, determined to uncover the truth and put an end to his reign of terror. Their journey was fraught with peril, as Freddy twisted their dreams into macabre playgrounds of horror. But through sheer will and a refusal to succumb, they pushed forward, unmasking the secrets that bound Freddy to Elm Street. With each revelation, they weakened his grip on their minds, inching closer to the ultimate confrontation. In a climactic battle between good and evil, the teenagers confronted Freddy in his own nightmarish domain. They fought with every ounce of strength they possessed, their collective resolve a beacon of light in the suffocating darkness. And in a final, desperate act, they banished Freddy back to the depths from which he had come, severing his ties to Elm Street. The nightmare that had plagued the town for so long began to fade, replaced by a newfound sense of peace. The tale of the real nightmare on Elm Street became a cautionary legend, a reminder that evil could manifest itself in the most unexpected of forms. But here is the craziest part. Many of you are unaware that this horror masterpiece stemmed from a tragic real-life incident involving a young boy plagued by relentless nightmares, culminating in a horrifying demise, which is how Wes Craven's iconic film, A Nightmare on Elm Street, was born. As Craven revealed, the boy confided in his parents, confessing his paralyzing fear that an ominous entity pursued him relentlessly within the realm of dreams. Desperate to elude this malevolent presence, he resorted to extreme measures, attempting to stay awake for days on end, hoping to escape the clutches of sleep. When exhaustion finally overcame him and he succumbed to slumber, his parents believed the nightmare had subsided. However, their tranquility was shattered by blood-curdling screams that pierced the stillness of the night. Hastening to their child's side, they arrived only to find him lifeless. The boy had tragically met his untimely demise in the very midst of a nightmarish episode. This haunting tale serves as a haunting reminder of the potent forces that can manifest within the realm of dreams, blurring the boundaries between imagination and reality. It echoes the frailty of the human spirit when confronted by the intangible terrors that lurk beneath the surface of the subconscious mind. The chilling fate of this young boy lingers as a cautionary tale, a somber testament to the profound impact that nightmares can wield upon the delicate fabric of existence.
Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already joined, go and like, subscribe, and comment down below. Thanks.